What is death, Andor? Let's be real frank about it. Everything below is your inspiration. Death, what is it really? Let's not light a candle for it. Let's not hand it a eulogy or dress it up in velvet robes and call it sacred. Let's be real frank about it. Death is the punchline to a joke nobody wants to admit they're in on. It's the ego's grand finale, a blackout, a disappearing act, a ta-da. But awareness never flinched. It watched the whole production like a wise old owl perched in the rafters, unbothered by the screaming actors on stage. They say death is natural. They say it's biological. They say it's the end of something real. But here's the question. What's dying exactly? The self or the costume? Because if what you are is eternal and what you thought you were is compost, then what just died? Let's break it all the way down. Death is not the end of so-called life. It's the end of believing you had one that could end. Because this so-called life the ego keeps referencing, it's more of a role than a reality. And death is just the cast party afterward. Everyone hugging, taking off their makeup, talking about the next dream they want to star in. That's what they call reincarnation. But what's reincarnating? The light or the storyline? Because the light never left. It doesn't cycle through forms. It just waits for you to quit pretending you're a squirrel or a banker or a barista or a guru or a soldier or a zodiac sign. None of it's you. And the afterlife? Don't get me started. After what exactly? After the lie. There is no after in eternity, and time is just the illusion that makes after seem real. They told you, be good now, so you can be rewarded later. But what is later if there is only now? Be honest. That ain't divine justice. That's just spiritual layaway. Look at what we've been taught. Death is sad. Death is real. Death is final. Death is separation. But all of those are synonyms for ego. Death is the ego's signature move. Its way of saying, see, I told you you were vulnerable. But that's like a shadow saying it just killed the sun. If God didn't create death, then it's not real. Simple as that. No amendments, no footnotes, no poetic exemptions. Here's a better metaphor for death. Death is the closing credits to a movie that never played. You sat in the theater, the lights dimmed, nothing happened. And when the screen went black, you cried, and someone said, there, it's over. But nothing actually happened. Or try this one. Death is the punctuation mark at the end of a sentence God never wrote. We read the whole book like it was gospel, highlighted it, quoted it, taught it, but God never picked up the pen. So what are we afraid of? A blank screen? A period? A wardrobe change? Look again, mighty companion. There is no death. There never was. You just believed the lie long enough to feel it. But the truth doesn't need belief. It needs nothing from the body. It shines regardless. So let's not mourn an illusion today. Let's not fear a shadow. Let's not offer incense to a typo in the mind of God. Let's laugh. Let's dance. Let's remember. Death didn't happen. It was chosen, and it can be unchosen. Because what lives in God was never born and can never die.